Kazakhstan is rich in its unique nature reserves and national parks, which today are the landmark of the country. We managed to keep the real beauty of the wild intact nature. Today, the most picturesque places of our country are under special protection. National reserves, parks and sanctuaries are all under the government's protection. Specially protected areas are found in all regions of Kazakhstan. They include different landscape zones. Near the largest metropolis of the country, Almaty city, the most number of especially protected areas are located. There are 5 national reserves, 7 parks and 2 sanctuaries. The Almaty State Nature Reserve was founded in 1931. Currently, the reserve covers an area of more than 71,000 hectares of the central part of Zayli Alatau and is located within the heights of 1,200 to 5,017 meters above sea level. The main goals and objectives of the Almaty Reserve is the protection and study of this unique natural complex, popularization of the ideas for nature protection and excursion outreach activities. The northern slopes at an altitude of 1,200 to 2,700 meters are covered with deciduous and coniferous forests. The lower part is represented by the Asian wild apple, Almaty apple, hawthorn, sea buckthorn, currants, raspberries, blackberries and barberries. These forests can be named fruit forests, without any doubts. Above them there is a coniferous forest and alpine meadows connected with it. Landscapes in this reserve impress with their diversity. Steppe, deciduous, coniferous and mixed forests, alpine meadows and glaciers. More than 30% of the territory is occupied with glaciers, in which Issyk, Chelik and Talga mountain rivers rise, supplying the population of the region with drinking water. The wildlife of the reserve includes about 200 species of birds, 38 mammals, 7 species of reptiles, 7,000 species of insects and invertebrates. The sanctuary is a typical habitat of the snow leopard, as well as a variety of other animals. 22 animal species and 28 species of plants from the Red Book of Kazakhstan can be found within the reserve. The highest peak in Zayli Alatau is the Talgar Peak, which is located at the height of 5,017 meters above sea level. Its steep slopes are covered with glaciers and snowfields lie at its foothills. The northwestern slope has a trapezoidal shape, and at its southern western slope there is a big glacier which gives a good view from the top. The first ascent of the Talgar Peak took place in 1935. A unique mountain lake stretches away on the border of the Almaty Sanctuary and Ili Alatau National Reserve in the Issyk mountain gorge. The Issyk Lake is picturesque, surrounded by incredibly beautiful nature, thick forests and large flower fields. The lake lies at an altitude of 1,760 meters above sea level in the mountain, and it's about 70 kilometers east of Almaty. According to geologists, this lake was formed 8,000 years ago as a result of a massive landslide, which later formed a natural dam 300 meters high. In 1939, the territory of the lake started to be redeveloped. A paved road, a tourist base and a bus terminal were built. tens of thousands of Almaty residents and visitors from other areas come here all the year round to relax in nature's lap. The lake was so popular that its photographs were used for tourist postcards and brochures. In 1963, everything changed in a matter of hours. A strong mudslide broke from the glacier zone in the upper reaches of the river Issyk. It destroyed the natural dam and lake almost disappeared. According to the official statistics, this tragedy took away more than 100 lives. In the memory of the victims, the cross on a mountain slope near lake was erected. At present, the lake has been replicated, but its size is 2 times less than before. The lake area is very suitable for the fans of mountaineering, and just for those wishing to have a picnic at the weekends. The former can take a fascinating trip to beautiful rock formations named Kremlin Walls, while the latter can settle on the shore of the lake, enjoying the beauties that are opening to their eyes and breathing fresh mountain air. The lake is surrounded by rocks, forests and alpine meadows. Almost all types of plant life can be found here. There are several plants listed in the Red Book. They are Feather Kungayski, Adonis Gold, Juniper Cossack, the Shrank Spruce, Edelweiss and others. Waterfalls in the Turgen Gorge are no less popular holiday destination in the National Park Ilia-Tao. The Turgen Gorge is one of the most popular sites among citizens. Every weekend all year round they spend their holidays here. This can be explained not only by the fact that the nature of the gorge is beautiful, the air is clean, but also the relative proximity and accessibility of it to Almaty. Tourists are mostly attracted by the waterfalls. There are 7 of them here, but only 3 of them can be seen with the naked eye. The most popular one is Medvezhyi, Bear Waterfall. It is located in a picturesque place. It is formed by the tiny river Turgen, literally winding a thread around the area. Water drop of the waterfall is approximately 30 meters. The foamy white water stream carves beautiful underlying rocks, refreshing this area with the smallest splashes. This waterfall is not the highest and most impressive in the gorge, but it is a short distance from the road. That's why it is so popular among tourists. To get the most spectacular waterfall in Zailya-Latau, you will have to go there on foot, and it will take you at least 4 hours. It is located on one of the headstream of Turgenka, almost on the border of spruce forests and alpine meadows. The river, which demolishes bridges during each flood, breaks down here from the cliff with a height of 50 meters in 2 avalanche cascades into the lake, embossed in rock by the force of falling water. As this is a northern shady slope, it is almost always gloomy and humid here. That's why the waterfall itself seems frowning and grim. For anyone who gets to the Turgen Gorge, the first thing that catches your attention is the beauty of water in the river. Apparently, the color is affected by the fact that in the upper reaches of it, the river flows through a high mountain plateau. That's why suspended solid matter sinks. The Turgen River gathers water from the sources and carries it into the Kapshagai Reservoir. The upper reaches of Turgen do not have high mountain peaks, but there are vast plateaus covered in spruce forest and alpine meadows. At an altitude of 2,700 meters above sea level, there is a beautiful plateau named Asse. This is an incredible place with extremely stunning landscapes and amazing views. The Observatory of Astrophysics is built on the bank head of the plateau, which has one of the world's huge telescopes. This plateau goes along the Asi River to the east. In the summer, the Asi Plateau dazzles with its shades of colors. A huge variety of plants grows on its territory. The Asi Plateau has been known as summer pasture since ancient times. Excavations conducted here showed signs of early humans living here more than 5,000 years ago. The findings witnessed both nomadic and sedentary lifestyles. In the past, caravans were moving here from Europe to the east to China and India. The mountain slopes are densely overgrown with relic moss spruce forest. In depth or less than a meter, there's still eternal frost here. The shrank spruce is endemic to these mountains. It forms the Tian Shan coniferous pyramid at the height from 1,300 up to 3,200 meters. Its height sometimes is way more than 40 meters, the thickness of the barrel for 2 meters, and its age can be more than 300 years old. They are extremely adaptable tree species. They grow both in the wet and in the dry areas. Unlike other spruces, it can be reproduced by shoots from the stump and even by branches rooting. It is more perennial than other species of this kind, such as fir spruce or Norway spruce. The spruce forest zone spreads above Asi Jailao to an altitude of 2,800 meters. Relatively smooth places change into steep mountains, favorable for forest vegetation growth, particularly on shaded cold slopes. Above the spruce forests, started alpine meadows belt begins. They are also reclaimed lands by shepherds as alpine pastures. Such repeated alternations of large high-altitude mountain pasture with mountain forests are extremely rare in other areas as well as throughout the Tian Shan. Going by the Asi Road, along all these major pastures, acquaintance with the local life and shepherd's life, a variety of high-altitude plant zones, and the view of the nearby ridge Kungea brings the greatest pleasure for nature lovers. Glaciers and mountain passes through Ilia and Kungea ridges are situated above alpine meadows in the direction of Lake Istiklal. In this area, there is the most comfortable pass through the mountains to Kyrgyzstan. No wonder this area received the name Asa, which means mountain pass. The beautiful and very long Turgen Gorge, the nice road, the famous Tian Shan mountain pastures, cool summers and the absence of harmful insects attracted people to Asi Jailao. Not just local breeders, but also tourists. Numerous flocks, beautiful yurts, lush green meadows on the background of mountains, that is a beautiful view of the upper part of the Turgen Gorge. The nature of Tian Shan amazes everyone by its outstanding beauty, contrasts and brightness, rich and peculiar flora. We must preserve this treasure and pass it on to future generations in the same condition as we got it from our ancestors.